He stands alone, not by chance, but by choice. A man who has spent years navigating life on his own terms, often misunderstood, sometimes labeled as aloof or commitment phobic. But what if there's more to his solitary path? What if his singlehood is not a deficiency, but a deliberate strategy? Let's dive into the fascinating psychology behind men who stay single for years. We'll explore the hidden strengths in their perceived weaknesses and uncover the purpose behind their solitude. From the comfort of their own company to the art of self-determination, we'll see how their journey is far from lonely. It's a path guided by deep introspection, a concept philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche might have called the long obedience in the same direction. But where does this path lead, and what can we learn from those who walk it? Let's find out. In a world where societal scripts often dictate life's path, you have chosen a different route. You are a script breaker, a term coined by psychologist and family therapist Salvador Minuchin, referring to individuals who defy conventional norms to pursue authenticity. While the them rush to pair up, driven by the societal expectation of coupling, you pause. You question. You reflect. This introspection is not a sign of indecision, but a testament to your autonomy. It's a conscious choice, a deliberate step away from the hedonic treadmill, a concept introduced by social psychologist Brickman and Philip Brickman. They describe it as the endless pursuit of happiness through external achievements, which ultimately leads to a cycle of temporary satisfaction and constant craving for more. Consider this scenario. While friends frantically swipe right, caught in the endless loop of dating apps, you find solace in solitude. You're not lonely. In fact, you're embracing the power of alone time, a concept championed by psychologist Esther Perel. She argues that solitude allows us to reconnect with our inner selves, fostering creativity and personal growth. This is not about avoiding intimacy, but about choosing it on your own terms. You're not running from love. You're running towards self-love and self-awareness. Your script-breaking behavior might be met with confusion or concern from others, but it's a rational defense mechanism. You're not shying away from society's expectations out of fear. You're setting boundaries, a concept deeply rooted in the work of psychologist Henry Cloud. Boundaries, he argues, are not walls to keep people out, but fences to keep the right people in and the wrong ones out. By stepping off the treadmill, you're asserting your need for autonomy, a fundamental human need according to self-determination theory, proposed by psychologists Deci and Ryan. You're not lazy or antisocial. You're prioritizing your personal growth and well-being. This introspection, this boundary setting, it's all part of a larger journey. You're not just asking, does this serve my growth? You're also asking, what does growth mean to me? This is where the journey of self-discovery truly begins. The socially domesticated man is like a well-trained dog, sitting when told, fetching when commanded. He has exchanged his inner compass for a GPS guided by societal expectations. This isn't a choice born from laziness or lack of ambition, but a response to years of conditioning, a phenomenon psychologist Albert Bandura would call observational learning. He has seen what happens to those who step out of line, and he has chosen compliance over conflict. But this isn't weakness. It's a survival strategy, a way to conserve energy in an environment that drains him. Yet, deep down, he feels the pull of something more, a yearning for the wild. The wild man, on the other hand, is like a river that refuses to be dammed. He is driven by an internal purpose, a concept that psychologist Edward Deci and Richard Ryan would call intrinsic motivation. It's not that he disregards societal expectations. He simply doesn't let them dictate his path. He is not lazy or reckless. He is selective, choosing to invest his energy in what truly matters to him. This isn't selfishness, it's self-preservation. He has learned that the cost of domestication is too high, that the price of conformity is the loss of self. And so, he carves his own path, guided by his inner drive rather than external validation. The socially domesticated man often finds himself drained by socializing, not because he dislikes people, but because he feels like an actor, performing a role rather than being himself. It's a phenomenon that highly sensitive people, as described by psychologist Elaine Aron, often experience. He smiles, nods, and engages in small talk, all the while feeling his battery slowly leaking, percent by percent. But the wild man, he feels a different kind of exhaustion. His comes not from socializing, but from the constant need to prove himself, to show that he is more than just a domesticated animal. He is tired of the stares, the judgments, the unspoken expectations. He is tired of being the wild animal in a zoo, and he longs for the freedom of the open plains. Yet, the wild man is not without his challenges. His independence can lead to isolation, his self-reliance to loneliness. He struggles with the paradox of wanting connection but fearing domestication. He is caught between his desire for companionship and his need for freedom. But perhaps this is the essence of his wildness, this constant push and pull, this dance between connection and independence. It's a struggle that philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche would understand, for he too valued independence but acknowledged the human need for connection. The wild man is not a simple creature. He is a complex tapestry of contradictions, a testament to the human spirit's resilience and adaptability. And it is this complexity that makes him who he is, that fuels his purpose, his mission, his internal drive. In the grand theater of life, where many are vying for the spotlight, there exists a unique breed of men who have chosen the role of strategic invisibility. This is not shyness or fear, but a conscious decision to step out of the status game. They are not hiding. They are simply refusing to play by rules that treat a partner as an accessory, a status symbol to flaunt. This mindset echoes the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche, who advocated for individuals to define their own values and live authentically, free from societal expectations. Consider a man who is content with his own company, spending evenings engrossed in a book or working on a personal project. He is not lonely. He is simply not seeking validation from external sources. His worth is not measured by his relationship status, but by his character and his work. This is not a defense mechanism, but a deliberate choice, a reframing of the traditional narrative. It's a form of self-determination, where he is the architect of his own life, not a pawn in the game of societal expectations. This strategic invisibility is not about isolation. It's about selectivity. He chooses his interactions carefully, preferring depth over breadth. He is not drained by socializing. He is energized by meaningful connections. This aligns with the psychological concept of sensory processing sensitivity, where highly sensitive individuals prefer to engage deeply and reflectively rather than superficially. He is not avoiding the world. He is curating his experiences, ensuring they align with his values and goals. Moreover, this man is not waiting for external validation. He is his own judge, his own critic, and his own cheerleader. He is not playing the game of appearances, but the game of substance. He is not striving to be seen, but to be respected. This is not a weakness, but a strength. It's a form of boundary setting, ensuring that his time and energy are invested in what truly matters to him. This strategic invisibility is not a retreat from life, but a strategic move in the game of living authentically. In the quiet of his apartment, Mark sits cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by sketchbooks filled with intricate designs. He's not waiting for someone to share this space, to validate his choices or fill the silence. He's cultivating a kingdom of one, a sovereign state of self. This is the essence of the sovereign transition, a phase where men like Mark reject the societal script that equates a man's worth with his relationship status. They're not avoiding commitment out of fear or immaturity, but rather, they're embracing a period of profound self-discovery and growth. This aligns with self-determination theory, which posits that humans have three innate psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. While relatedness is often associated with romantic relationships, it's not the only path to fulfillment. Mark's art, his passion, is a testament to his competence and autonomy, proving that a man's worth is intrinsic, not relational. Society often frames singledom as a temporary state, a waiting room for a couple's life. But for men like Alex, it's a deliberate choice, a time to build a life that doesn't revolve around another person. He spends his weekends hiking, exploring trails that challenge him, both physically and mentally. This isn't just exercise, it's a metaphor for his life. He's navigating his own path, setting his own pace, and learning to trust his own judgment. This is where the concept of sensory processing sensitivity comes into play. Alex, like many sensitive men, feels deeply and processes information thoroughly. He's not avoiding relationships because he's shy or insecure. He's conserving his energy, protecting his peace, and ensuring that any future relationship is built on a solid foundation of self-knowledge and self-respect. Meanwhile, in his home office, Daniel is engrossed in his work, a passionate entrepreneur building a business from the ground up. He's not rushing to settle down because society says it's time. He's focused on creating something meaningful, something that reflects his values and ambitions. This is the power of the sovereign transition. It's a time to reclaim personal agency, to define success on one's own terms. Daniel's journey echoes the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche, who argued that individuals should become what they are, embracing their unique strengths and passions. By staying single, Daniel is not missing out on love. He's investing in himself, honing his skills, and laying the groundwork for a life that truly fulfills him. This is not a rejection of relationships, but a redefinition of what it means to live a good life. The realization that the conventional game of life is rigged is not a defeatist conclusion, but a moment of clarity, often experienced by men who have chosen to stay single. This understanding is akin to what philosopher Albert Camus explored in The Myth of Sisyphus, where he argued that life's absurdity can be overcome by embracing one's own path. These men, like Sisyphus, have looked at the boulder of societal expectations and decided to push it in a direction that makes sense to them. Consider the societal script that dictates success through marriage and family. It's a narrow path, one that doesn't account for personal fulfillment, individual growth, or the sheer complexity of human relationships. Men who opt out aren't failing to meet these expectations. They're rejecting a script that doesn't serve them. This is a form of what psychologist Eric Fromm called freedom from, where one liberates themselves from societal pressures to pursue authentic self-determination. In the silence of their own company, these men cultivate depth. They explore passions, delve into hobbies, and build relationships that aren't constrained by societal norms. It's not loneliness they feel, it's solitude, a state that psychologist Anthony Storr associated with creativity and self-realization. They're not playing a different game. They're playing the same game with different rules, ones they've designed to align with their values and desires. This is the essence of freedom too, Fromm's counterpart to freedom from, where one actively chooses their path, unburdened by external expectations. As we've journeyed through the psychology of men who stay single for years, we've seen that their perceived weaknesses are often strengths in disguise. Their introspection, once seen as overthinking, is a form of high sensitivity, a trait that psychologist Elaine Aron links to greater empathy and creativity. Their boundary setting, initially mistaken for coldness, is a form of self-preservation, ensuring they don't lose themselves in relationships. Their contentment with solitude, once labeled as loneliness, is a form of autonomy, a key aspect of self-determination theory. So, if you or someone you know identifies with these traits, remember, it's not about waiting for the right person to come along. It's about recognizing that you might be the wrong person for many, because you're exceptional, and that's not something to apologize for. It's something to celebrate. If this exploration resonated with you, consider diving deeper into the psychology of relationships. In our next video, we'll explore the flip side of this coin, the psychology of women who stay single for years. We'll delve into their unique traits, experiences, and the societal pressures they face. See you there.